podcasting from the Brooklyn Museum in Brooklyn, New York. This is the Brooklyn Baritone Podcast. Watching me, you can easily see that it's morning. For you that are listening on my podcast, well, it's morning. Just letting you know. You may hear a little bit of wind kicking up here. It's being a little bit uncooperative, but it's okay. We're still doing this. If you're listening to this any time of the day, morning, noon, night, evening, I very much appreciate the support and the listen. This podcast title is, Do You Have the Skills? All right, I like jumping right into certain excerpts from websites and stats, so here we go. This is taken from Forbes.com. 36 million Americans lack basic work skills. That is, they lack the most basic skills in literacy, numeracy, and problem solving deemed minimally necessary for meaningful employment in a high-tech global economy. We could definitely say, without a doubt, that this is a quote-unquote high-tech global economy. So much things are centered around technology. But at the same time, a lot of skill sets, too, don't really need high-tech skill sets. So it's good to think outside the box. But we're going to go forward with some of these stats so I can get more into the meat of this podcast here. Given the current time that we are in right now, essential workers and specific skill sets are in demand. That's without a doubt. This is not a real normal time because things are shut down all over the place and only certain things at certain places, certain industries are allowed to operate or needed to operate right now. This is what it is for now. It's temporary. This is the time to take heed of all that is happening. Prepare for any future situations that will affect the sustaining of yourself and your family. No better time than the present to take stock of what you have and what you don't have and the things that you still want to do. You always take every opportunity to sharpen yourself, to get yourself in a point where you feel better or at least take a step forward in the direction that you've been thinking to do for the longest. Whatever people think or you think is a dream or a goal, go for it. Take the step forward. All right. This next stat I'm taking from is from the WashingtonPost.com. The unemployment rate has reached 14.7%. Right now, that translates to roughly 20.6 million Americans. That's a lot of people. It's a terrible thing when one person can't find work. Yeah, that's so many impacts on so many levels for just each person. It's 20.6 million people who are impacted right now. That's a very sad thing to have to go through, especially in this mindset of a culture where we're so used to this, depending on industries, to work, going to go into the 9 to 5 or whatever it is that you do, to give you money for your rent, for your mortgage, for your car note, for your savings, for whatever it is that you need to do or want to do in life. It's a hard time to go through right now, but it's temporary. Do not let the situation defeat you. Going forward, taking time to develop your talent may give you the edge that you need in these challenging times and any given situation. So, even though things are not going as many people planned or people would even desire to be right now, do not let fear or panic take you off track. So what you need to do is look to see what's needed. Look to see what else you can probably do. Yes, of course, to earn money, because you're going to need capital to at least fund yourself, to buy food, turn the lights on, or even at least, pay for whatever you need to pay for or fund any endeavor that you may want to take part of. Taking time to develop your talent, again, will give you an edge. I cannot reiterate that enough. We have to make sure that we go outside of the box of what this culture and the structure has led us to. Yes, it's cool to be part of that and be productive, but you have to put what's inside of you outside. That's how we're all going to flourish, when people actually tap into what's been put inside of them from our Creator, our Elohim, going forward. Taking time to develop your talent. Oh, sorry, I said that already. Taking this time to develop your talent and skill sets are what you may need to keep you engrossed, productive, and focused. So I would say even more important than developing your talent and skill sets to get you a job, to earn capital, it also would do something within you. Again, you can't be idle. You can't wait around. You can't afford to be panicked. You cannot afford to not be focused, because if you're going to sit around and wait for an industry to open up for you, you could be setting yourself up for heartbreak. You could be setting yourself up for a lot of failure. You could set yourself up for even more fear and stress, and we don't need that. In my podcast, what I titled Breathe, I covered the fact that stress brings down our immune system. Fear and panic brings down our immune system. It takes our focus off, and then we start breaking ourselves down psychologically and physically, even spiritually. So now is definitely the time. Even when things are good, you work on yourself. When things are bad, you work on yourself. It doesn't change, because you never know. It may not be overnight, but if you take the chance on yourself, you invest money, you invest time, you invest your mind and focus on yourself, you'll be better for it the next day, and the next day after that, and the next week after that, and the next month, and the next year, and so on and so forth. You have to do it. You have to focus on yourself, because when things come crashing down all around you, it's going to come down to how you handle it, how you were prepared. Again, you put forward what the Creator put inside of all of us. What's inside of you, it actually belongs to all of us. So stop holding on to that. Stop holding on to what you think these systems and the culture may tell you for what success really is. You have to go and do what's in you that you know is productive, that will improve you, because only you can do what you can do. We need you. We have a lot of uncertainty that has undoubtedly caused fear and unease. This separation from the norm may be what some of us need to think differently, of course, because when things are just normal, things are good, you're cruising along, things are okay, hunky-dory, most people are not going to be stressed to think about, what can I do that's different? What hustle did I need to do that I know I can do to, put food on the table? What hustle do I need to do, or what other endeavor do I need to embark on to expand myself? Yes, if you're working, that's good. It's a very fortunate and blessed thing to be doing. If you're not working, you still, again, like I've said, I'm going to drill this into your head. You continue to work on yourself. And maybe sometimes things need to be shaken up for you to get to a point where you need to start to think to do things differently. Briefly, place where I was working, it was a very, very high pace, high stress. And there was a lot of demand on my time and skill sets. So it took me a while, but it took me a bit to develop a method to shape that culture in the very little bit that I could, but I still did it, to implement changes. That wouldn't have come along if things were hunky-dory for me. If things were going smooth sailing, I wouldn't have had the mindset to go forward and make these changes. And that's one of the few things that I got to tick off my box that I wanted to do, and I implemented, and I feel that is a success because it taught me skills. If you are in the face of adversity, no matter what type it is, whether that's work, even family, or financially, you find a way to come out of it. You find a way to dig down, because we all could do it. No matter what you think your fears are, you forget about that. We're not supposed to be fearful. Well, anyways, I hope I gave you guys something to talk about. Work on yourselves. Even if you're not working right now, work on yourselves. Because if you don't have any work for someone else to give you, you give yourself some work. You put forward what Elohim put inside of you, and great things will happen. You could always catch more of my content on my website, which is www.brooklynbaritone.com. I am also on YouTube. My channel is Brooklyn Baritone. Make sure you subscribe. You could also check me out under Corey Ashley at LinkedIn. I am on Instagram, and I am on Facebook. You can also catch me on the Google Play Store and the iTunes Play Store. Anyways, I thank you guys for checking me out. Oh yeah, and if you need to reserve me for any speaking engagements or any engagements at all dealing with vocal work, you could contact me at my website, of course, and I have a form page, or my direct email, which is corey@brooklynbaritone.com. Anyways, thank you for listening. I hope you guys walk good, be blessed, work on yourselves, man. Do it. I got my brand. What about you? I'll talk to you later. I'm out.